All right, welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
Today we're going to talk about the delusions of a madman.
Ah, yes. You know, it's time for a new pope.
Yeah.
And apparently the United States has just the right man for the job.
I can't get oxygen into my brain fast enough for this. So apparently, Donald Trump posted up on Truth Social an AI-generated picture of himself as the pontiff.
Yes.
Does the term too soon mean anything to you? Does the term not classy at all mean anything to you? And, it's like, at what point did you see this say, yeah, that's what I want to put up on my social media?
There's a certain gene that most people have that recognize that doing something like that is just really tacky. And it just doesn't exist. Whatever internal mechanism is supposed to throw that breaker switch, it doesn't work.
No. Well,
in that man.
Look at his garish gold decorations in the Oval Office. He has his idea of what class is, and it's funny because he's been described as white trash with money, and it's kind of like a white trash person's vision of what wealth is or power is. And by white trash, I just mean somebody who, it's not a kind term to use, white trash, but just somebody who's not very educated, doesn't have a lot of wealth, doesn't have a lot of upward movement in society, and what they envision this lifestyle being. I don't get it. I just don't get it at all, because it's offensive. But obviously offending people not only does not deter them, it kind of encourages them.
Yeah, it's, Dave and I were talking before we did this reading. It's like, why on God's green earth would you even go this direction? And Dave's knee-jerk reaction was, he's going to own the libs, of course.
That's right, because it's all about owning the libs. But it's also about, his ego. It's like, I would have been a great pope too. I'm the smartest guy in the world. Nobody knows more about anything than me type of mentality. And, I should be the leader of the United States. Canada should be falling underneath me. Heck, I should be the pope.
It's like any sort of, he wants to run the world, and that was kind of his quote was, the first time he was president, it was focusing on surviving and being president. Now it's being president and running the world. But it's, to me, it's a combination thing. I said it in the video that's going to come out on Sunday. So this is a little bit of a repeat, but part of me just thinks that he is so in need of being in the news cycle. He'll do whatever it takes to stay in the news cycle. He can't stand not being at the front of it.
He's addicted. So, it's like an addiction. The addiction behavior patterns is similar to any other addiction.
And he says, "Oh, I'm just joking," or they'll say that he's, Trump was joking about becoming the pope. It's like,
I was being sarcastic. That's his go-to response.
Right. It's, the man has no sense of humor.
Nope.
So he's not joking in the traditional or accepted sense. If he's doing it to make a point. And so I'm just kind of curious, what is the game here for Trump?
He's going to be the pointiff as opposed to the pontiff.
So what's the point? Why is Trump doing this?
What is the point?
I mean, for a man who's either directly or indirectly broken every single commandment on those tablets, what is the point? What is the message that he's trying to get out?
Maybe he's looking for the other 5 commandments that broke.
That Moses dropped.
Exactly. The 15.
10. Okay. Don't you love it when it's just a 1-card reading?
Yes.
Okay, foundational reading is the Page of Cups. He's entertaining his base.
Yeah.
He's just
Out in the libs.
he's being the entertainer for MAGA. Look what he's doing now. The challenge is the sun. Okay, and this can be taken a couple different ways. The first is he doesn't stand a snowball's chance. There's not a cardinal on the planet or even on the baseball field that would ever say that this guy should be Pope. So he's just jerking people's chains. But it's also shining a light onto the mindset and the mentality of this moron. In the past, you've got the Seven of Swords. He'll take whatever he can grab. Anything that's not nailed down, he's going to grab. So here in this, to me, he's taken an opportunity to grab headlines, to get attention to himself, steal the spotlight, if you will.
Do you think Trump should be named Holiday?
Why would you call Trump Holiday?
Because he ain't got no class. This just might be one of those distractions from some inconvenient truth that's coming out about actions that he's done, changing the news cycle. Works for MAGA every time.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's trying to get
about it.
Maybe I just did a reading that came out today about stolen election results may finally come to light in 2026. Maybe he's trying to getting the dancing monkey routine to get us to look away.
The other part is he could be just trying to steal the spotlight.
Oh yeah,
everybody's focused on the Pope. Nobody's focused on me.
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of one of my premises leading in. In the past, the Knight of Swords, just the whole lot of crazy, just charging forward with whatever comes to mind. This is just one of those other things. Hey, I could be the leader of the whole Catholic Church. He's the most holy person ever. Current situation is justice. That's an interesting card. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with that. It could be he thinks that it's just that he would become Pope. Why not? I'm the smartest man in the room. I know more than anybody. In his mind, it may just be just. Oh, because the Pope was critical of him. So it's for him. This is justice. Hey, now I could become Pope, and it'd be critical of other people.
Set the record straight.
Exactly. Overarching energy is the Page of Wands. Just putting out messaging out there. Just this is a good idea. This is an action that we should probably take. Lesson to be learned: judgment. I mean, this is really a religious card. It's like stand up for what you believe in. Stand up and be counted. If Trump is blowing the horn that he should be Pope, is his crazy base going to respond and say, yeah, you should be. You're the best, smartest, and brightest man ever. This might not go over well in Judgment Day for him. What's the outcome? Outcome is the Five of Cups. I really, truly think that Trump is just trying to grab headlines and attention for himself to entertain MAGA. He's got some grievances with the church that things have happened that have come out of the church. What the Pope has said. J.D. Vance had an exchange of opinions with the Catholic Church over Easter.
They told him where to go and how to get there.
Yeah, and it's just for Trump. It's just he's not happy with how the church has treated him. So he should be Pope so he could change the narrative. He wants people to only say great things about him. Apparently, in an interview, he was saying that he hasn't made a single mistake in his first 100 days in office.
Oh, he's never made a mistake ever. That's the sociopath narcissist. Nothing's ever his fault.
It's like, oh my God.
If he just ask him to grade himself, everything's always A+.
Yeah.
It's never B plus. It's never less than an A, and it always has to be an A plus.
Yeah.
Even if he says, "I'll give myself an A," no, actually, I give myself an A plus
Yeah.
because that's just everything.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about the person, about the mentality, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna look at the rest. How was the rest of the Catholics around the world viewing this little post here? Okay, 8 of Coins, Knight of Pentacles. So we've got working people making money, mercenaries delivering money, High Priestess. It's more of a values thing, I guess, that's going on. They may not, you know what? This might be one of those things where they're not even paying attention. There's more concern about money that's going on here. In the past, we got the Hermit card, people finding out. 7 of Wands, fighting, trying to keep on top of things. Chariot, there's a giant progression going on. 6 of Cups, nostalgia, naivety, choices to be made. To be honest, they're not even focused on that. They're focused. This is more telling me about the church. The church has all this money, and Pope Francis is the first one that started taking that church's money and dispensing it. The Hermit, Francis sort of brought the church out of its hoarding phase and doing more of the Mother Mary type thing. Although this, the High Priest, is supposed to be the most Jewish card, but it's kind of the moving away from that material wealth that had been built up. There was a lot of action taken with the church's wealth, and advancing the church slowly forward. The church does appeal to people who don't like change. They like structure. They like rituals and repetition, traditions. And now they're in a decision point. I imagine the decision point's a new pope. They're getting ready for it. Things came down quickly, and they want somebody who's emotionally mature, much like Pope Francis is. Funny, the antithesis of Donald Trump. I'm asking how the rest of the world's acting to Trump, and it's almost like they don't care.
Yeah,
he's such a non-player in this account. Maybe they just don't know about it. They don't care about it. They're more worried about who the new leader of the church is going to be and what are their programs going to be like to even give Donald Trump an iota of attention that he's craving.
Okay. And so let's just, how is the relationship with the Catholic Church and Trump going to be looking going forward when a new pope comes online?
Got it.
So, we just did a reading on Australia and Canada rejecting the far right candidates and going with a liberal government. And that in the United States, it seems like we're turning the corner. Catholic Church, very traditional, very conservative, but they were certainly pushing back on Trump. Is that relationship going to continue more, where the Catholic Church is going to become less conservative, more progressive, or is it going to align closer with Trump? Entertainment purposes only. Okay, so the foundation of the reading is the world, end of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle. The world is watching. Wheel of Fortune, anything can happen. Underneath it all, you've got the 6 of Wands, the victory card. Let's face it, Pope Francis really, he was widely seen as a great pope.
Amongst some, the most traditional of Catholics couldn't stand him because he was too progressive for their liking.
Yeah, that could be.
Oh no, it absolutely was. I disagree with them, but hey,
yeah. I mean, if you think about what Jesus is, the words and the path that Jesus laid, it's just pretty much, hey, stop judging people, be kind, and be a servant to the world.
You could say be of service to the world, and people may not be quite as
Okay, fair enough, right? But serve others. Yeah, that's kind of the whole messaging right there. In the
Mhm.
past, the lovers. I'm not going to say that the Catholic Church and Trump were getting along great, but there was a relationship there. But
Well, you
even
got
lovers,
You have an Adam and Eve card in the and an angel
yep.
overseeing it.
Let's see, current situation is the Ten of Swords. Okay, it was
And good.
certainly this could be taken one of two ways. That the traditional Catholic Church approach is coming to an end. It could be the progressive is coming to an end. Could be their relationship with Trump is coming to an end.
There's also Dr. Lena's deck, which I ordered, but they haven't delivered it. I'm going to have to follow up with them again.
You probably
She
haven't
also has
paid the
this as
tariff.
rebirth.
Oh, okay.
I think her Ten of Swords also has like a phoenix coming out. So when some things die, that allows for something new to come in or a rebirth to come in. So I sort of keep that in mind as a high level version of the Ten of Swords as a rebirth.
Well, what does that tell you?
I don't know. I can't really see it here.
Oh.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, death card. Overarching is the death card. Boy, we got a whole bunch of things coming to an end here.
Mm-hmm.
End of a cycle. It's funny because the king is dead and the pope is standing, right?
And 4 or 5 cards are major arcana right now, and a 10.
Mm-hmm.
No aces in there?
Not yet. There's another major arcana. Lesson to be learned is temperance. It's about balance.
Purification.
It's just balance, being emotionally balanced, being just taking a balanced approach to things. And the outcome is the Knight of Swords. Moving forward quickly. Basically take no prisoners. I have no idea where this is going, other than it's big picture stuff. So the question was, is the relationship with the Catholic Church going to continue the direction that Pope Francis was moving, or is their relationship with Trump going to suffer? I just don't know. Maybe I'm not getting a clear. The clearest card I got is the Wheel of Fortune. I could go either way.
No, I think that's just a progression. I think to me, just like Trump has united Canada, just like Trump has united Australia, saying we've seen what we don't want. I think there might be a push to maintain Pope Francis's legacy or the direction that he's going.
Yeah, it could be that they saw Trump's relationship with Francis. Trump keeps just trying to win at all costs. It's a relationship that needs this kind of relationship needs to come to an end. That there's too much attacking going on by Trump, and we need to end the cycle of this and take a more balanced approach, and just lead with our message, with our truth. I know what I want to happen. I'm not sure. I'm trying really hard not to just throw my own bias at it.
I've been wondering if the church is going to regress or progress, and my knee-jerk reaction is to say regress. Your cards make it seem like they're progressing.
Yeah.
And I look at the temperance. Well, I mean, the temperance could be okay. We've gone too far. Now we need to back off. But it could also just be with temperance that, hey, this is the path that we're supposed to be following. Let's continue down that path.
Let's not let our emotions get the best of us. Let's be balanced. You like to think that the church is always going to try and select the path that is best and most loving and balanced. It doesn't always happen, I suppose.
No. Well, like any position of wealth and power, you attract a certain type of sociopath to it. And they will dress themselves in the clothing necessary in order to get to the top where all the wealth and power is.
Even if it's AI generated clothing.
Clearly.
Yes.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching this video and supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment. I read them all, respond to many. And when I'm reading the comments, there are people that sometimes comment about how they'd like a shout out or how their name never got called out on Romper Room or
Okay,
how.
so what 2 shout outs do we have for this video?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one, but I could get more. Natalie Gagnon, who always leaves her comments in Francois. She's from Quebec, Canada, so I always have to translate it. But she said she would love a card. It would really please her. And
Ace
there's
of
Ace of Swords.
What about if you ever want to know like the European handball scores? Who would you go for that?
Who would possibly tell us about, especially anything happening in Sweden that has to do with hockey or handball? That would be Cowboy Alf Carlson. Yay!
And there we go.
That's
the font
right.
of knowledge.
Exactly. Let's see. Let's just.
You just had your second shout out. It was awesome. Are you gonna look and see what his what the scores were today?
I know that the U.S. lost to Sweden, so they're going for the bronze medal. It's going to be Canada and Sweden for the gold. And then just a shout out to Carmen 270, also known as MCQ 270, a top commenter.
Ta-da.
Yay! Judgment card. Don't judge.
Keep commenting. He heard you.
All right, folks, that's all we got. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And for the rest of us, oh dear,
That close to
not a good card for reading about the religion. Just be careful who you chain yourself to. Think, it costs nothing to be kind.
Never too late to drop those chains and move away.
That's right.
Hopefully, take care. We'll catch you next video.
All right, thanks, folks. Bye.